not only was it a walkthrough, I mean, only one player was even wearing a helmet. It was one of those type of days.
And not even Drake didn't even put on a helmet until halfway through.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, not a lot you can take out of it. They'll have one practice over the weekend, and then I think full pads on Monday, which I'm excited about. I think that'll be a good day.
That's the word.
Because Wednesday there was good kind of buzz and intensity, and it was sort of like, hey, first day, whole team's out there making some plays, crowd was into it, and then a little bit less yesterday, and then really not at all today. I mean, they're going through stuff, and the coaches will have a good idea if they got what they wanted out of today. From up here, it's kind of hard to tell.
I'll tell you, I mean, the first day, I thought Maye and the passing offense largely looked good. I think the O-line struggled, but Maye to Diggs, that was very promising. I put a lot of stock in that day one. I also put a lot of stock in the O-line not looking great. So I think that was the day so far we could really read into.
Yeah.
I think yesterday was more in the middle. Today was a big nothing burger. I mean, no competitive periods, all walk through, players in shoes and not even pads, hardly even helmets, as Keefe said. A couple of takeaways from today. You heard Vrabel talking about where yesterday's practice ended. They were going to work on some third down stuff today and try to finish better than they did a year ago out on the practice field, or a day ago, rather, out on the practice field. Absences. Polk continues to be absent. Still not out there. Reese reported yesterday it's soreness in his quad or calf. I can't remember which, but a leg soreness for Jalen Polk, which, again, the way I hear that is he goes, hey, this is barking at me a little bit. And they go, oh, whoa, you're good. Stay away. We don't need you out there.
Set.
Take your time, Jalen. You're good.
Is there any way he makes the team?
No. I mean, anyway, I guess, sure. But do I see him making the team? No, not even close. I don't even see him in the – I think Baker, Chisholm, who are some of the other down-the-roster receivers? They have better chances, I think.
Yeah, Baker, Chisholm, I guess depending on where you would put Booty or
Jeremiah
Bourne.
Webb, I don't even know who that is.
Crazy.
Better John Giles.
John Giles?
Yeah, no relation to Tom, I don't believe. That's a J, not a G.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a different Giles.
But, yeah, I would say, he's in the mix. He's closer to those guys than even Chisholm and Baker and Booty and guys like that.
Yeah, I don't like his chances at all. And that was if he was on the field. And now he's not even on the field.
Demir Blankumsey.
Bird?
How about him? No, not
Bird's
Demir.
back.
No.
Cam Newton's favorite receiver.
Demir Blankumsey. He's closer to those guys.
What's his name?
If you're looking on the roster, they're number 30.
Yeah.
Number 30.
Number 30.
Offensive 30, not defense. They got two 30s, Keefe. Offensive
Blankumsey?
30. Yeah.
But
I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to make it necessarily. But, yeah, Jalen Polk's just not going to make the team. He's going to be a one-and-done second-round pick.
Polk, without the draft pedigree, might as well be Blankumsey or whatever his name is. Like that, he has the same chance to make it, the same chances as Tom Giles or whatever his name was.
I think it really comes down to, do you keep 5 or 6, and is Mac Hollins healthy or not? That's the big question and debate for the Patriots receivers.
So Polk, again, not out there today. We did have the return of Carlton Davis. He was there day one.
Yeah.
He wasn't there yesterday. He was back out there today. But again,
top 5 Patriot, current Patriot, according to both you and me.
Correct. I'm actually looking at our top 5 Patriots right now. I had him number 5. You had him number 4 on your list. Seek those out at Jones and Keefe. Looking at a few other things here. I don't know if I read these earlier today. Some depth chart things, which I do think you can read into today. Nothing competitive, but depth chart stuff.
Yeah.
Mark Daniels said, interesting day for Jared Wilson. He rotated him with the first offensive line at left guard, center, and right guard. I believe that's the first time we've heard about him at right guard.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's Onwenu has to be a backup tackle. So
that's what I was going to say.
Moses, maybe Onwenu plays tackle.
They've had Moses on a quote-unquote pitch count.
Yeah.
So if Onwenu has to kick out the tackle, they're getting a look at
that guy, maybe?
Jared Wilson at right guard. Yeah.
But this goes back to why I think, although it wouldn't be shocking, but if Garrett Bradbury could either start or not make the team. And if they like what they get out of Wilson, or maybe they feel like Strange is better as a center, I wonder how they really feel about Garrett Bradbury. That's just me kind of throwing out a name. That's not based on anything, but just sort of, it seemed like after the second day, it was, all right, Will Campbell and Mike Onwenu are in there. Those are first-team offensive linemen.
Yep.
Morgan Moses, it's more of like he will be, but let's just sort of pitch count him like you said. And then center and left guard are wide open. I feel like that's where the real battle.
Who do you want to be the center on? Who are you rooting for?
Bradbury. I kind of hope that he's just good.
Not Wilson.
No, I mean, I think if Wilson as a rookie is sort of your first center in or your first guard in, I'd take that. But if they sign Bradbury, I hope it's him and he's fine.
I don't want Strange. Yeah, you're probably right. If Bradbury's your center, and Wilson's your left guard, that's probably the best case scenario. I was going to say Caden Wallace is mixing in at left guard.
Yeah.
if he is that was a third-round pick a year ago. Like if he can play at guard, he couldn't at tackle. Definitely not left tackle.
No, I don't want that.
There was a reason he never played it at Penn State.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a really good left tackle next to him at Penn. That's why he never played. He could play it. Wrong.
No, he's
but
a right tackle.
If he could play guard, I might be okay with that. But you're probably right.
Yeah.
Bradbury at center, Wilson at left guard is probably the best combo, the best case scenario for the Pats. Other news and notes here. Looking at Andrew Callahan, a lot of the same on the O-line.
Yeah.
He did say for the receivers, and we'll get to more of this, Diggs, Douglas, Booty, your top wide receivers. He says that Bourne and Williams mixed in more in the second team.
Yeah, so maybe the biggest bubble guy would be Booty.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne.
I think
too.
Booty and
Booty Bourne. Bourne Booty.
Booty and Bourne, I think those, if Hollins is healthy, those two are fighting for one spot, I think.
Yeah, that's what I think it comes down to as well.
And I think Chisholm is behind them on that list. Same thing with Javon Baker. I don't even think Polk is anywhere near it.
Yeah.
And then one here from our pal Matt on Twitter. This is a criticism of Mike Vrabel. I don't know how much they're restricted by in the CBA, but he says taking a day off, third day into camp. They didn't quite take it off.
They weren't out here.
Is a hell of a strategy for a 2-15 team. He said the Bengals and Bills wins don't count.
I mean, you got to give them the Bengals.
We don't count the Bengals win? If you don't want to
win.
count the Bills win,
That's
Shime,
fine.
I get that. You don't want to count the Bills win? I'll give you that one.
Bengals win counts.
We're not counting the Bengals win?
No, that counts.
2-15
That's
team.
their signature win.
He says, I hope they have time today to run through the sprinklers and get some ice cream.
We didn't see any ice cream. We didn't see any slip and slide or anything like that. But even Belichick would do that. He'd hose them down.
Let me be consistent, though. If Mayo did this a year ago, I would have been critical of it. So am I giving Vrabel a bit of a free pass where I would have said, oh, Mayo's giving them an off day. They're here to work. They should be working. I don't know how much they're restricted by the CBA, but
I think that's a lot of it.
I probably would have been more critical of Mayo doing this than I am right now of Vrabel because I trust Vrabel more than Mayo. There's a track record.
But you only get X number of full padded practices. You only get X number of time throughout camp. So if he wants to use it this way, I don't have a huge problem with it. Because let's face it, after yesterday, the takeaway was through 2 days, pretty good.
Yep.
Right? Like there was not like, oh, that's a real mess, or like, oh, they got to clean that up. Like overall, pretty good.
No, I agree.
The offensive line wasn't great, but guess what? They're not great. And then everything else kind of was relatively positive. So if your plan all along was, all right, day 3 is going to be kind of a walkthrough, have another practice over the weekend, and then really kind of ramp things up on Monday. Also knowing that you have 2 joint practices this year. And all the coaches and players talk about how much you get out of those. Well, so you're also kind of ramping up to those 2 things that you're going to do this year.
The joint practices they have are interesting. It's the Commanders, Jaden Daniels, and the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. So it's like,
yeah, right.
You're going to get a look at like Drake Maye, how he looks compared to a guy who hasn't played yet, McCarthy.
He better be better than McCarthy.
And a guy, 100%.
Yeah.
And a guy who was in the NFC title game last year in Jaden Daniels. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, that's going to be interesting when we get to that point.
Which team will Terry McLaurin be on by the time they practice?
He can just switch. You just keep him.
Pats.
I mean, Keefe, we threatened to drive down to Worcester to go get Roman Anthony.
Right. We almost had to.
I mean, I don't know.
We should get Terry McLaurin on the show.
Get Terry McLaurin. Get him on the show.
Talk about, hey, you could be a Patriots Monday guest with us. And he's like, all right, I'll demand a trade.
Fine.
I'll demand a trade.
I'll demand a trade right now. I'll call my agent.
It happened.
617-779-7937. You can discuss all things Patriots here. We'll get back to the Red Sox at 1 o'clock. We got Week in Review coming your way.
What a week
at 12:45. It's certainly been a week, Keith.
Yep.
As you hear right there in the open. We'll give you the brag of the week coming up. Brag of the day, I do think, is I'll do it on behalf of my guy, Rich.
Oh.
Last night on BST, I was watching you.
Yeah, thanks.
I caught the replay this morning. I didn't see it live last night.
I think hopefully that still counts.
They
still get credit for that.
Yeah, I think they do. So I was watching the replay this morning, minding my own business, getting ready to drive down to Foxborough today, battle some traffic on the way down to Foxborough. Not all heroes wear capes. And I'm watching BST, and I see it's Keefe, it's Curran, and it's Mike Felger. And there was a big argument. Well, the two of you were on one side, Felger on the other. Big argument about, how much Drake Maye should run. And I would encourage you to go check out Savage Sports, his timeline. He does a good job of giving you the full beatdown that Keefe put on Felger. A verbal tap-out.
A verbal tap-out.
That's how I would refer to it.
Sure.
He doesn't want to see Drake Maye run.
Yeah, I found that very
this year,
strange.
which I find absurd.
Yeah.
And Curran was on your side. I'm on your side. I don't get wanting to rein in Drake Maye. I get not wanting to get him hurt.
Yeah.
I get wanting him to be a passer first. I mean, I get all those things, but Drake Maye better have designed runs.
Yes.
Scramble plays. That's part of what made him, I thought, an elite prospect last year.
Yeah, exactly. Why he was the 3rd pick in the draft. Sort of one of the upside things with Drake Maye. And the conversation started because we were referring to some of the Kendrick Bourne's comments and even Hunter Henry's comments at camp being like, hey, you guys were in the Josh McDaniels system in 2021. We've heard about a lot of maybe changes or tweaks or things like that. And they're like, no, it's the same offense. And then so I was saying, well, maybe they haven't put in all the quarterback runs yet because of just the nature of these practices. Because I don't think they should call plays the way they did for Mac Jones the same way they should for Drake Maye. And then that's when Mike was like, well, it should be a pocket passer. He needs to throw. And I was like, well, there's a lot of very successful quarterbacks right now running, and it's not just when the play breaks down like Mahomes. It's guys that run. That's the play call. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. Those are 4 of the 6 best quarterbacks in the league. The guy who won the Super Bowl and the guys that finished 1 and 2 in the MVP.
Yep.
And it's also Drake Maye's skill set. This isn't like, hey, quarterbacks run, so you should run.
Right,
hey, Mac Jones, you should run.
Hey,
or
Tom Brady.
Or Bailey Zappi, you guys need to run. Those guys weren't runners.
Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, yeah, right.
Designed run play. Like, no. This guy can do it. It's what he did in college. We saw it last year.
Right. This is what can make him really good, and this can sort of add to it. And so if I say only, but if he only throws 20, 21, 22 touchdown passes this year.
He runs for 8.
Okay, now you're cooking.
30 touchdowns.
Yes, now you're talking. And also, you look at what's around him. We like Steph Diggs. We don't really like any of the other receivers. Hunter Henry is fine. The running backs are a question mark. The offensive line might not be great. If you tell me you get 500 or 600 rushing yards from your quarterback, you're going to need it. It's not just like a bonus, like, hey, look what we can do, and you're just showing off. No, they're going to need him to pick up first downs. And I hope that Josh McDaniels, and I think that, this is one spot where I think that he will. But
you think he'll give Drake design runs?
I think so.
Me too. He did it with Cam. I don't think as a prospect, Drake and Cam, that's a bad comparison.
But
I think Drake and Josh Allen were similar. Yeah. I thought Allen was similar to Cam. I think, and we're talking about Carolina #1 pick in the draft, Cam, not end of his career, not the same player anymore. Yeah, he had tons of design runs for Cam. I think he'll do that with Drake, and he should.
Does Mike Vrabel allow it, though?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, look, I don't know, but you had highlighted before some of Tannehill's numbers as a passer.
Yeah, he actually passed really well.
Right.
Let's take a look at Tannehill's rushing yards.
You look up Tannehill. I'll look up Mariota while Vrabel was there. Not much.
Not crazy. For a guy as athletic as he is, his high water mark was 270 rushing yards.
That's not much.
However, he had 2 seasons where he had 7 rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
That's more positive.
Let you run down by the goal line.
But also, you had Derrick Henry. This team doesn't have Derrick Henry.
Nope, they certainly do not.
They do not have a Derrick Henry type. He ran some, but not as much as I wanted him to. So that's why I wonder, because he's talked about being smart, protecting himself. But you can do both. Like, you really can. Like, Josh Allen played every game. Lamar Jackson played every game. Jaden Daniels played every game.
What was Vrabel's first year in Tennessee? Was it 18? Was it 17?
Might have been.
Mariota had a couple of 300-yard rushing seasons, but nothing crazy, to be honest.
His first year was 18.
Okay, so that was 357, 2 touchdowns in 19, and he only played 7 games, 129. So, fair point. Vrabel hasn't really let his quarterbacks run. I would. And
I think McDaniels would be happy to do it.
And by the way, I think there is a like Drake Maye came in on the first day, on Wednesday, and after camp, I forget who asked him. I think it was Karen, actually. He's like, great question.
Yeah. Karen, hello.
And she's like, what have you worked on the most between year 1 and year 2? What are you working on? And he's like, well, I want to hang in as a passer.
Yeah.
On a passing play, you need your quarterback. Allen and Lamar are incredible at this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just go 1 read and take off. 1 read, 2 reads, 3, maybe 4 reads. And then when there's truly nothing there, they'll take off and make something out of nothing. Like, I need him to hang on and go through his reads. You need to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay? And then if it's not there, you can take off. You can't go, oh, my first read's not there. I'm out of the pocket. I'm leaving. That would be a disaster. So Drake can't do that. I'm not asking him to do that. But I want him to hang in on some of these throws. I still want him to be a productive passer. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are wildly productive passers. Hurts wasn't as much last year. They really scaled back their passing. They had one of the lowest pass rates in the NFL last year. They were a heavy run team between Hurts and Saquon Barkley. But Hurts has had better passing seasons before. I wouldn't call him a precision passer, but he's had more productive passing seasons than a year ago. And I think on design run plays, I want him to do that, and I wouldn't take that away. What you got to coach out of him is getting himself hurt, fighting for the extra yard like he did against the Chargers. Not having awareness after breaking out a big play against the Jets. Like, I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want him to get killed out there. That's Vrabel's job to coach that out. But they should have design runs. And if he goes through 3 or 4 progressions and it's not there, he should take off. That's what Mahomes does.
The 5 quarterbacks last year with the most rushing attempts.
Yep.
All right, so not necessarily yards, because Kyler Murray's not in this attempts list, but he had a ton of yards. Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of that's tush-push, but whatever. Jalen Hurts, number 1 most rushing attempts regular season. He won the Super Bowl. Jaden Daniels, second most rushing attempts, was in the NFC title game, and everyone thinks he's the best quarterback in the conference.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson.
AFC title game.
It should have been the MVP.
Should have gone to the Super Bowl, by the way.
Josh Allen was the MVP, was 4th, and then rookie Bo Nix was 5th, made the playoffs.
All playoff teams.
Top five guys all made the playoffs.
What do you know? It's almost like you want your quarterback to run.
It kind of seems like it based off of these numbers.
One of them won the Super Bowl. 2 others made the conference title game.
Yeah.
All 5 were playoff teams.
Yeah, two of them were rookies. 2 of them were in Drake Maye's class.
It's almost like you want your quarterbacks to run in today's NFL. That's weird.
Because the argument, I guess, would be, not to straw man this, but it would be like, well, Tom Brady didn't run and Mahomes doesn't have design runs. Okay, so fine. Get me Tom Brady again, or get me Mahomes.
Yeah, sure.
Or maybe a guy who can run, and not forcing somebody to run. Getting a guy who can run and letting him run, like Drake Maye. Mm-hmm. So that's what it should be. So 500, 600 yards rushing and something like that's not crazy.
If he plays for 600 yards, the only question is, does he play 17 games? If he plays 17 games, he's running for 600 yards.
Yeah, that's probably.
He was well over 400 last year.
He was.
Do you have his numbers in front of you?
I do.
He was like 10 a pop last year.
Yeah, he had 421 yards rushing, 7.8 yards a carry.
Okay, so 10 was an exaggeration, but he was 8 yards a pop on a run.
Yeah.
That's going to keep a defense honest. That's going to give them one more guy to account for. And so, again, I would work in design runs. 5 a game?
Yeah.
He was something like that?
He was 9th last year in rushing yards.
Yeah. He only played
13, quote-unquote 13 games. Not even 13 full games.
No, he finished 11, I think. He left the Chargers game. He came back. The Jets game he played in, but he barely played.
The Bills game didn't really play.
The Bills... Oh, yeah, sorry. 10 games he finished, maybe.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Bills game. So, no, it should absolutely be a part of it. Now, the other piece... The Josh McDaniels offense. I personally am not surprised it's going to be the same offense. He's the same guy.
I was hopeful they might have a little wrinkle.
I'm not surprised, but I am a little disappointed. Let's get to that with all your thoughts. The wide receiver depth chart as well. Oh, and speaking of Drake Maye, more evidence that Drake Maye wanted Joe Milton the hell out of town. Let's get to all of that right after Trending with Nick LePan.